5 dialectical behavioral techniques for breakup healing. We'll affectionately call it DBT in this video. Number 1, TIPP skill. That's temperature, intense exercise, paced breathing, progressive muscle relaxation. You can alter your body chemistry quickly and calm overwhelming emotions. Let's take an example. Let's alter the neurochemical warfare that's taking place in your mind. Let's try to release some of that by getting up for 1 second, running for 1 second very fast, and then sitting down and relaxing for 1 second. Let's see how that works out. There it is right there. You've done the TIPP meditation, which is temperature, intense exercise, paced breathing, and progressive muscle relaxation. Now, of course, you can do this for longer, but the reason why I did it for a second, because it's a manageable start. Number 2, wise mind. This is one of my favorites. Do you want to think in wise mind or emotional mind? As an example, let's say you have a conversation with somebody that you just broke up with. Instead of being emotional and reacting, having those big hits on the amygdala where your brain just lights up on fire, your cortisol increases, and then your epinephrine, norepinephrine spike. Instead of that, activate the prefrontal cortex by writing something down. Even if you write down for 1 second, I accept that this is what I did in this situation. Imagine the freedom that comes along with that. You just accepted it instead of worrying about them. That would be wise mind instead of speaking in emotional mind. Number 3, self-soothing with the 5 senses. I love doing these meditations. Dialectical behavioral therapy and mindfulness go together. Mind hygiene heavily draws from mindfulness and dialectical behavioral therapy. Let's try to engage the 5 senses here. Can you hear that? My kitty purring? No. And then my dog going, I mean, just that little bit, that's enough to decrease the cortisol and increase oxytocin. There is what I'm hearing. What I'm feeling? Soft skin, her rib cage. I'm feeling his soft skin and then his tail. Look at that. Oh, so cute. And his paws, give him a little handshake. And then I can feel his ear. And then now we're gonna go back to the eye senses. Look at a little bit of hair coming out of his ear. That's so cute. And it's like orange and white. All of these things are mindfulness meditations. And now we've done the eyes and the hearing, and the feeling. And with the eyes, I can see her again with her tan and black and light brown hair, and then she just put her leg up there. She's just staring at me, tired of me speaking about alchemical awareness, neurospiritual sovereignty, neurochemical consecration. Yeah, sure, consecrated courage. So now what we'll do is we felt them, we heard them, and we're seeing them. And now taste, I just had some watermelon as a pre-workout. I can still taste that. And then let's smell. Oh, my son smells so good. And my dog smells so good too. And yes, I'm not embarrassed anymore, but I wear cologne even though I'm single and by myself all the time. I like wearing cologne. Now what I've done is you can see here how excited I am, how I've activated all the 5 senses, and then you can find your 6th sense, emotional freedom, neurospiritual sovereignty, where you're not tied down to the emotions of the chemicals in your brain and you're free. Number 4, radical acceptance. I feel that acceptance is in the top 3 drugs on earth. Number 1 is belief. I believe if I use this technique, I don't need a doctor, a therapist, a coach, or a friend, or anybody to validate me. I can do it by myself, number 1. Number 2, I accept that I'm alone on this journey. Imagine how much power that has. I accept that I'm alone. Now you could be alone for even a few minutes. Just pretend like you're alone forever. And then you'll be able to feel it. You'll be able to understand yourself. You'll be able to live with yourself better. And when you do develop that steady state of serotonin, that internal validation, that type of self-confidence, that self-belief is unmatched. Number 5, dear man. I used this skill a lot when I first started doing dialectical behavioral therapy. Boy, I've done this book, the dialectical book, 1.5 times. By the second time I was reading it, that's when I think I started developing mind hygiene more, because I really liked this mindfulness part. And the second time I read the book, I just stopped at that mindfulness chapter. I've gone to so much therapy for so many years. I mean, about 8 to 10 years, there was a period of time where I was going to therapy 2 to 3 times a month for like 5 years. And I was going to dialectical behavioral therapy. There's a few times where I went twice a week, but then I went once a week for like 3 weeks, and then I would take like a couple weeks off just to get that intense stretch of finishing the book. And with that, this Dear Man did work for me initially. And let's go, I'll read it off for you. The Dear Man is describe, express, assert, reinforce, stay mindful, appear confident, and negotiate. It's used for setting boundaries. Instead of this, let's see here, describe, express, assert, it's aces your life with mind hygiene, in other words. And you can find a link to a mind hygiene guide in the description. A is accept your awareness. C is communicate your compassion. Do an action step you don't want to. I mean, I love being mindful, but maybe when I first started, I didn't really care about it. E is embrace your empathy. Understand that you may need to forgive yourself along this process. And when you do, you'll be able to automatically speak in wise mind. Because if you're nice to yourself, you'll be nice to others automatically. If you forgive yourself, you don't need to forgive anybody else, because you're walking around with an empathic implicit mind. You're no longer having neurobiological warfare. You're neurochemically sovereign. You're not tied down to the emotions of a situation. You're emotionally independent from the situation by practicing these techniques. That would be empathy. S is soft in the process. I do feel that dialectical behavioral therapy and rational emotive behavioral therapy allowed me to figure out what it means to soften the process, which would be in the Dear Man category. Softening the process is don't make it seem like it's hard. Don't use stress, difficulty, anxiety, depression as your key words. Instead, use acceptance, compassion, and empathy by writing things down. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. If you found this video useful, please hit the subscribe button, the notification bell. I'll be dropping videos every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And please share the video with those that need to hear the message. Namaste.